the Raj Academy aspires to train and educate individuals in the sacred art of Kirtan in order to revive and relive the legacy of the Sikh Gurus. Under the guidance of the world-renowned Professor Surinder Singh ji, the school focuses on training individuals in the lost art of Kirtan. Professor Surinder Singh ji, the Yogi of Sound, based on this philosophy is inspiring, reviving, and educating the team, Raj Academy, in order to live out and spread the legacy of Guru Nanak. Satsangat ji, now Professor Surinder Singh ji and his Jattha will perform the Kirtan and music with the Sikh instrument. Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh.
Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. It was everybody's effort. Not without the blessings of Sangat, I know. From Albany, a lot of you helped us to put this historic piece together. It's everybody's contribution because it is our heritage. It's not mine, it's not just yours, it is ours. And when I said ours means humanities, you know, when stress will come to you, you won't see you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu, or you're rich or you're poor. When stress comes, there's only one cure. You know, either you can numb yourself with the tablets, or you deal with it to heal. I want to share with you, all of these are the tools given to us by the Gurus so that we can heal from this stress. Doesn't matter if it's a physical depression or it's mental anxiety or it is a spiritual depression, it doesn't matter. These instruments were like, you know, doctor will have a syringe. This is the role of these instruments. But the medicine came as a Gurbani, the message, the conversation between soul and mind. I just want you to see it and hear it and try to listen to it with the heart, because this is not a tradition belongs to India or to the Punjabis. This is something compiled for humanity. It is as much belongs to Christians or Muslims or Hindus or Buddhists as much it is to students from Guru Nanak Sahib. There's the Germany and Spanish, people from Canada, people from England or India, they're all trying to make an effort. You know, forget that it's a full-time Ragijis, engineers here, you know, working on their daily jobs, their housewives, their students. I would like you to concentrate on one thing. If you have a stress, it's just one word, stress. Then you open door to everything, from migraine to cancer. It is chronic stress which will bring your physical body strength down, and there's only one way. Either you find your way to smile, either you find your way to life, living like a happy life, or of course we're going to have to drag it whatever day is given to us in a pain and a misery. I'm going to use these tools not in a professional setup here. We're not professionals. We're not here in a capacity to entertain you. I'm just here in a capacity to share with you that these instruments still talk. You know, they're still alive. But they are just tools, you know. Just tools won't do the job without the purpose behind it. A Bani plays a huge role. So I will say, you know, two little compositions I'm going to play for you. Just close your eyes and let the sound take you someplace else. This sound feeds on stress. as much you know the music, everybody listens to music, right? In this very room, everybody listens to music. And we listen to music because it does something. You know, for a moment we forget things. This is the same sound, but this sound will not let you forget things. It will provoke those problems within us, and it will make you confront it so you can deal to heal with it. The sound of these sacred instruments, you've heard a lot about these instruments in documentary. And it's easy, you know, sometimes to put the sounds together through the studios. So it's clear at least amongst us here, that's a real and it's a happening. And it is not that what we want. It doesn't depend on our want. It is something which we need. There is no medicine on planet Earth invented which can tackle your stress, anxiety and depression, but one. And that's the science of sound. So why don't you just close your eyes, let the Guru's quotes sound do some magic on our hearts.
Oh
about sound. The sound from the Guru's code, it was a programming given to humanity, because at that time the people from Iraq, from Sri Lanka, Tibet to India, wherever Nanak went, Guru Nanak said, wherever he went, he saw the one commonality amongst these humans, and that was a stress, and expressing that stress. You know, our problem always has been the stress. It's not that the country's been invaded and that's why we are stressed. It's because of maybe insecurity of job, or the kids going a different path that you wanted them to go. Stress comes in a very different packages. So till the world have a stress, Nanak's program, what he calls a kirtan, will remain alive. It's the help. That how to use the sound. See, when we cry, we don't cry in English, do we? We don't laugh in Hebrew. And that sound, Guru Nanak is talking about that sound, not a culture. Not a Punjabi domiciled India and their rituals and their relations to sound. He's just talking about sound, a simple sound. And that sound is relevant everywhere. From south of the planet to the north of the planet. It's so relevant. But because we're looking from the viewpoint of a religion, that's why we can't see beyond our fear. So let go of that wall for a moment. Forget about a religion. Listen to that program of Guru Nanak, the phenomena. You know, the kirtan he invented, or he gave it to us, was the betterment, for the betterment of the mental health amongst the humans. That is what kirtan is. A tool which can actually help you come out of depression, and so quick. You think probably there's no cure for a lot of different type of cancers and diabetes and other things? There is, if you know how to tackle your chronic or emotional stress, and this is what Guru Nanak Sahib is giving to you. No miracle, but the science. So I'm going to share with you a composition of Rag Berari. It is old, ancient instrument-based, a chant or a rag or a mood. Rag Berari, the mood. You know, when we are really down and we can't see anything, and suddenly we realize, you know, actually nothing went wrong. We always were protected, we always were guided. It was just like this little thing. When we are too close to wall, we can't see anything. And step back and the whole world is revealed. So Berari, a healing mechanism, taking us out of the depression into the success, into the light, into the beauty of tomorrow. It makes us a present. So anybody who felt a little stressed, I was inspired by a story. First time I came to America, we are in America, right? Yes. So the first time I came to America, very first time, I went to this powder room, a friend of mine where we were staying, and there was a beautiful poem on the wall by Margaret Fishback. The poem is called The Footprints in the Sand. A believer is walking on the shore of his memory, and there are footprints. He sees the one is his own and another is the God's. These footprints, and he remembers he got the job, he was very happy. He's walking on the trail of his memory. He remembered he had his son and he was over the moon. Once he first bought his house, you know. These footprints were there together, and the downfall hit him. He lost his business, his wife, his child. And he's still walking that painful trail of footprints, and then there is only one set of footprints, and he's now on his knees. A very dark day of his life. And now he's crying, talking to his God, even you left me in this painful time. This is a poem by Margaret Fishback. You can look to the Google Guru, you can read and enjoy. That's what Rag Virari is, that he heard the sound of God. God spoke to him and said, hey, those are not yours, those are mine footprints. I carried you at that time. Means I never let you go, never. I am with you. That's what Virari does. It picks you up from the dark corners of life, and you think this is it. There's nothing more. The Guru shows you another light, a beautiful one. So don't give up, Guru Nanak says. Never. Because he will never give up on you. So you don't give up on your physical body, on your mind, on your soul, on your society, on your country. The Sikhs, people amongst us here with the turbans, the people who claims as a title Sikh, it is their responsibility to keep this world very happy, everybody smiling. This is their responsibility. The whole purpose of a Sikh is that nobody is sad, nobody is depressed, nobody is suffering. And how can the Sikh do such a thing? How? If he is going himself through that. And that's the mechanism taught to Sikh by the Guru. So I'm going to share with you a little concept of Rag Virari, anti-stress dose. All you have to do, just close your eyes and open your heart. want to thank all of you, because without you, we couldn't push this documentary out there. It's something we had to, as a parents. You know, building temples, building mosques, building churches, building gurdwaras. But in this rush, we forgot that we lost the purpose, you know, why we're doing these things, why we're building these buildings. What is the purpose behind the building? What are they supposed to do? And amongst the six, of course, the six are the custodians of the smile. When it comes to humanity, the custodian of the smile. So when you're stressed and worried, there's issues that your doctor cannot resolve, go find a sick. You have to find the cure for you. Because that's what his job is. To look, install, and find the solution for you, the smile. That's what Guru Nanak gave it to them. Hold them responsible for that. They're the custodian of your mental health. Nobody must suffer. There's issues which we don't even, it's not even worth talking about, you know? Those worries we carry for no reason. And the disease we bring to this world. From migraine to upset stomach to the joint problems and cancer. And if you will look back tonight when you go home, look into all the disease on planet Earth. It starts with one word, stress. And solutions, hey, deal with it. Sort it out, find the solution. Be it solitude, look for your smile. Be the master, obtain it. When did this become religion? I have no idea, you know. How can a music or sound can become a religion? You know, the azan of the mosque, or the choirs in the church, the bells of the temples and the kirtan at the gurdwara. When did that turn out to be religion? I have no idea. Well, I'm not here to advocate or criticize or complain or question those whatever is happening, but I am making a request to the audience here from the Albany. Thank you so much. I appreciate Dr. Pradeep Singh, Dr. Gurpreet, and his family and friends, of course. Many of you I don't know. I never met you, but you all played a role so that our kids can see what's theirs. At least they've seen, you know, the tradition of kirtan and, you know, how it was done and what happened. Now it's up to them. Not everybody's going to go to medical school. Not everybody's going to go become an engineer. Let's leave it to them. But you all need to remember, when you find the stress, you need to find the sound. The sound which is outside of the realm of religions, cultures, societies, languages. It's just a sound. And when there is no stress, there won't be a disease, and there won't be a war, there won't be poverty, nobody will be suffering. This was the message of Nanak Guru to humanity when they were suffering in silence. It's a time to talk. As one of the signature line of Guru Nanak comes to my mind when he says, Gaviye, Suniye, Man Rakhiye Pao, Dukh Parhar, Sukh Kar Leda. He says, when you can express, don't suffer in silence. And when you can hear the other talking and you can lend your ear to them, that love will heal the world from the pain and from the suffering. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful that we can talk to each other as a human brothers and sisters. We talk to each other without a fear and without a judgment, without a complaint, without criticism, without condemning. This world will be such a beautiful place. We brought you the documentary put together by us. Of course, it was funded by you. Your support was there. But this is not it. We've got to do miles. So I will leave this little bit time with you in your hands. Today, express yourself, talk to me. There's just so many questions you probably have, so many, and it's okay. As a family, as a humans, here together, regardless, you go to temple in your day, or you go to church, or you go to mosque, or you go to Gurdwara, that's not relevant. But there's a heritage to the smile of humanity. These instruments who build that bridge between psyche and sound. The documentary was there, you've seen it, must have a question. So I'll leave it to Brahmin Singh over there on the podium. And building that bridge between you and us, I'm here to share with you if there are questions.
So thank you so much for being here today. It's a wonderful opportunity to share this documentary with you. I have some questions lined up, but I also want to open it up to the floor. So I think Gurpreet uncle will come around and have another question for me. I'll get the ball rolling. I'll ask the first question, and then I'll gauge the audience if you have any questions, and I'll have a couple to go through as well. So just a few more minutes. I know we're all trying to get out of here as well, but I think it's worthwhile to find out how this documentary was made and what our next steps are with this documentary. So I'll start with you, Yogi Ji. The first question for me is, what goes into making a documentary of this scale and giving it to the Sangat? So what were the challenges you faced, and what went into it, making this documentary?
He is not a part of a band, you know. I just must share. It's a family from Canada who invested into Guru's Kirtan, and they just arrived 1 o'clock. You know, we came here last night from Michigan, they came from Toronto. It's a Sangat. So the question is not a premeditated shot. The question of Brahmin Singh is that challenges, because my brothers and sisters didn't know. They don't know this Rabab is design of Guru Nanak. You know? They don't even have a photo of Rabab at their home. They don't know this is Guru Arjan's Saranda and Guru Gobind Singh's Taus and Guru Gobind Singh's Dilruba, Guru Har Gobind Sahib's Sarangi and Jodi of Satta Balwan. So because it's a disconnection, and they said, oh well, you know, making a documentary on a kirtan, I think Gurdwara on Litha, you know, give $1 to Gyanis, give $1 to Guru Sahib and have a langar and come back home. That's our kirtan done. They had no idea. So they couldn't come out and scold me. You know, it was a personal connections who, like, doctors have probably approached you, hey, there is something happening. And come out and help us. And some of you did. And some of you came out today. I really appreciate, you know, this journey of yours, really. Because this is not something mine. It's ours, isn't it? And we all have to make a step. So it wasn't like I'm a little bit, you know, you can call it cuckoo when it comes to, it made sense to me, and we all went after it. We all went after it together. And challenges or no challenges, Brahmin Singh, there's ups and downs. You know, like if dal was with the sugar, nobody will eat it, right? It has to be spicy. So the balance was there. Yes, there were challenges, but they were worth having it, because here we are with, 500 years, or when you will go to Netflix or other portals, you find the documentaries on Indian music even, you'll find none. So we started something, a conversation, maybe our children will take a step further, that, you know, what is the evidence of this sound and the betterment of mental health, and, you know, writing those sort of scripts. So yes, there were challenges, but they were worth it. I'll do it 10 times again and again and again if I have to go through those things.
I want to gauge you folks as well. Do you have any questions before I move on to the next one? Any questions?
Hanji sir.
Since you have already made this effort, are you planning to put it online so that it becomes universally accessible?
This documentary?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. That's the goal. That the world, it is not the treasure of six. It belongs to the world. And at the moment, we're going through the film festivals. and a private showing, like, you know, all of our donors, I know there's some of you paid some sort of funds to build this documentary, so we brought it to show it to you as a private screening while it's going through the film festivals. Then it will go through, you know, it will be available maybe on Netflix or maybe Amazon, I don't know who will pick this documentary up. But yes, it's for the world. It will be in university libraries, musical department, psychological department, and also the World Library when it comes to the archiving the different nations and music and purposes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
If I go on YouTube, say see music, will it show this?
It won't show this at the moment.
Film. I mean,
Yes, there will be. There's not just me. There's hundreds of other people. These kids. There's a lot of talks. There's a lot of conversation. Yes, you will see different type of. There's a contemporary Sikh music hailing from Sikhism. So I must share with all of you. There's two branches. One is the Sikhs, and one is the Sikhism. Sikhism came with the British when they captured the Sikhs. The kingdom was under the British. They tried to see, and just according to, they wanted to rule, they need to understand who these Sikhs are. So they brought their viewpoint and created what's very popular nowadays is Sikhism. According to them, it's the world's fifth, the biggest religion. I mean, when you will look into Nanak's program, it's completely different. The Nanak's program was not for Hindus, not for Muslims. He never set up a religion. The sound, and I gave a program to world called Kirtan, you know, how to have a conversation with yourself, how to diagnose your reality and use that as a therapy. So you will see two types of on YouTube, Sikhism. You now know the harmonium from Austria, and that sort of performances are available. And yes, we try to bring it as much they have brought it when it comes to the kirtan from the Sikh court. And you can also put the word called Nad Yoga or Gurmat Sangeet. When you put that, you'll see a lot of YouTube things. Yeah.
Professor Saab, do you think that when Guru Nanak said to Mardana, get your instrument, Prabha, and the Shabad is coming to me, was he singing in Rag at that time?
Indeed, indeed.
It came as music.
See, the music it's a universal thing, you know. Like music helps you to come out of languages. Music is built solely with emotions, expressions. So, you know, I'm really fascinated. Like speaking to some of my students from Iraq, they don't speak even good English. A lot of my students from Russia, a lot of students from Ethiopia or from Palestine, they don't speak English, but they understand. They said, we feel it. Niranjan here, the lead teacher in our program, she didn't speak any Punjabi, she didn't know understanding of the culture or anything. But when sound spoke to her, this is the magic I see. Nanak Sahib, when he's tackling the mental health, you know, Kota, the Rakshas, we call cannibal, and there's like a serial killers like Sajjan Thug, when he goes and help them and rejig their psyche and heal them. You know, they were not trained musicians, but Nanak's approach, how he punctuated his word with emotions and expression. And that science only in ancient India is very popular, forceful science, or known as a yogic science, sound, Nad Yoga. He utilized that to help people to come out of one mindset to another. So all of the Bani, evidence is available, Bhai Gurdas writes about it. Puchan Fol Kitab no Hindu Vada ke Musalman hoi, that says Nanak had a book with him, that he will write all of the things in his book. And that book became Pothi when he went into the hand of Guru Angad Sahib. And from the grandson or son of Guru Amardas Maharaj, Guru Arjan Sahib got those Pothiyan and compiled Ad Granth Sri Guru Granth Sahib, which later on, after 240 years after, became the Guru navigator for human psyche. It was all done in Rag, but well, if it was not even done in Rag, it's been then placed by Guru Arjan Sahib and Guru Gobind Singh under the Rag.
First, it is intent, your intent is just to understand you put the music instrument as established groups. If your main object is to spread the word of the Guru as written into the Granth Sahib or just the song.
My intent is like, I'm very big fan of one of the lines written by Bhai Gurdas, Kar kar andar dharmsal hove kirtan sadavaso. The world need to understand, they don't have to be stressed. The Bani, Shabad, Rabab, Rag and Guru's Bani can't be separated. It's just one package. You can't say just music. Michael Jackson does phenomenal job. If he can heal it, then I'll listen to him. I don't need to, understand a little bit of Persian or Sanskrit, Sanskrit or regional dialects. Guru Nanak's program, you can't separate sound, Rabab, and Bani. It's a one thing, it's a kirtan. And that's what I'm a big fan of. I want to share that with my brothers and sisters from my experience, that it is incredibly healing thing, and it's without a side effect. It will make us very happy and healthy people. So yes, it's a kirtan, Guru's way, with Guru's instrument, that our world, our communities need to see that. And that's what we are trying to share. Not taking the message, it's not something mine I can take and bring it to you. It is ours, we need to discuss, we need to open a dialogue.
I think for me that leads into the next question is, what's next for the documentary? How do we share it? How do we get it to other people and other sanghas? And how do we share it with them?
As Paisam asked, is it going to be available on internet, or, as we taking it through the community, there's a lot of filmmakers, there's a lot of script writers, there's a lot of things going on out there. So sharing with the world that, hey, we Sikhs have to offer this, and building that coalition, building a new culture, sharing with our community where we are living in. That's happening. Education is happening. As you know, Dr. Saab is playing with the Taus. His wife, his kids are also learning. There's a lot of people here in Albany working very hard. And throughout the world, people are working very hard. And education is another key. We can't just carry on talking about it. We need to demonstrate. We need to converse with people when it comes to the skills. So that is another step. And of course, there is a lot of documentaries, a lot of short films in pipeline. Like, for example, the people who were given 3 to 4 weeks by doctors. The 3 to 4 weeks. So there are case studies. What happened to them? I was talking to Dr. Saab, one of my patients came in, when she came in, she had no kidneys. Dialysis 3 times a week, and it's been 8 years. Happy soul, very, very healthy, very, moving forward. Of course, we can't grow the kidneys back, but the change of the mindset, how the doctors were, gobsmacked over this. They were like, wow, how did this mind, how her threshold for the pain changed. And those things need to come out, and those are the documentaries. There's a lot more documentaries. These kids are coming on the front line. They need to become doctors and engineers, but they need to represent, the other side of what Sikhs offer as a community to the community at large. So there are a lot of projects, and what we are heading is toward our little organization. Is a not-for-profit here, Raj Academy is 501(c) in the US. What we're pushing is a kirtan as a healing tool for the humanity to humanity. Yes.
What I want to ask, just building on what you just said. So we spend a lot of time in, schools, colleges, maybe hospitals, or workplace or wherever. How can we bring kirtan into those places to help with human comfort, human health? So if there is a way to bring this to a hospital so it can help heal children or adults who are dealing with stress, how can we do that?
Doctor is doing it. He's with a lot of patients. It's a teaching. The thing is, like, we need to stop becoming preachers or ambassadors. We need to do it. If we are in practice, and I think you start sharing the neighbor, and there are students in Europe, they make special visits to prisons, they go to hospitals, they go to mental institutions, and they build the case studies and helping people. But at the moment, because the mental health not in our conversation, especially when it comes to Punjabi community, it's something we don't like talking about it at all. We don't even, communities find it shameful to go to psychologists. They will suffer in silence. And that is a big problem. So talking to other communities when you are, being a hypocrite, it doesn't help the confidence. So we need to first, bring this out, that how does kirtan helps to change the psyche, and one must experience it before it starts talking to others.
The reason why I was asking was, when I'm an architect, so when I design places, my focus is human comfort, human health. So in human health, I want to make sure through colors or something that I bring the mental health. So that's why I'm asking, how can I bring this? Because this is another way of bringing it.
See, this is exactly how we do it. You need to build that plan, the blueprints with the sound. Exactly same, those colors of the sounds, the emotions. When you will know, what are your emotions and how you feel them and how to convert them into moods, make rags, it will be a piece of cake for you. Because you don't have to get it from Walmart, it's already in you. You're born with this. You have to reconfigure it. This is not an art which you go and fetch it from outside, it's within you. So it's simple and it's easy, but because it's so simple, we ignore it.
Question to the same line, how there are 60 rags in Gurudans and how it's going to help me in my daily life understanding that rags, that emotions.
Okay, thank you so much. Like there is a rag march, for example. Out of 60 rags, there is one rag called march. Yeah? When, we go through the culture here in the West, the kids get to see, they're going out with somebody, for example. It's not that every marriage works out. But when heartbreak happens, when heartbreak happens, a lot of people don't bounce back ever. Depression takes them very, very deep down. In Punjab, it was also called Onsiya when waiting for husband or son to come from very, very far. So there was a sense of longings. But when you will understand what the longing is, when you will exfoliate your longings with the march, you will see them face to face. And now you're going through longings. And these are the emotional attributes, and this is what's bothering you. Now you diagnosed it. You can find another thing to replace that. Or you can carry on pouring more and more and more of that what you're feeling till it doesn't bother you. So there's two ways when it comes to rag therapy, and the two scenario depends from individual to individual which method they use. But the diagnostics Sadhguru says, Man jeeta, jag jeet. So you need to diagnose first what is the state of your mind before you alter the mind state.
Thank you. So regarding this
go ahead.
question, sorry, just quickly, is it that you try different rags and you are present to what emerges, or how do you choose?
And like the basics, this is how the sound is built from ancient India. There are 22 primary emotions. When they are manifested, they become sound. We can feel them. 22 are converted into 12 different sounds. And from those sounds, those feelings, they're mixed together to make a mood. Which is, we trying to project what's happening inside, why those emotions are reigning inside our psyche. So it's like building that. And to understand what mind is thinking, it's very simple actually, but because we haven't been trained, the contemporary entertainment music have taken over inner attainment, so therefore it looks like an alienated thing. But when in ancient India you were told sound or music, the first they will talk about shruti, that's emotions. Then they will talk about the feelings, which is an ad or so. Then they will talk about mood, which is rag. So they will train you step per step that you don't have to converse about it, you can feel. Your ear will be trained and your voice will be trained, you can diagnose and heal yourself. That's how it's done. Thank you.
I'm just going to take this opportunity to thank you all for being here. I'm going to hand the mic back to Gurpreet Uncle, and he'll do the closing remarks. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you very much for coming tonight and participating in this event. And thank you very much, Professor Surinder Singh Ji, and all the Jattha and Sangat from Canada. Professor Ji, we will be with us tomorrow and Sunday. So tomorrow at Gurdwara at Niskayuna, 1944 Union Street in Niskayuna. If you want to learn more about the instruments, want to feel the instrument, want to play the instruments, you can come between 3 and 4:30 tomorrow evening at Gurdwara Sahib. And on Sunday, Professor Ji will be doing the Kirtan from 12:45 to 1:45. So please try to come.
And also I want to say one thing to all of you. You give us a chance to kind of have a conversation one-on-one. So if you can, please come in. And I wanna give a hand of applause to his efforts, Dr. Gurpreet Singh, if you can put your hands up.
It's everybody's effort. It's everybody's effort.
Thank you. And up there also our sound engineer for this evening, Michael. Yeah, if you can. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.